Thanks, Lori. Heidi Adams here, founder of the Human Being Manifesto and creator of the Human Being Toolbox, and incredibly simple tools that will have an amazing and profound impact on your life. Just like to give you a little bit of my story of meeting menopause and the impact that it had on me. Mosquitoes out here today. Anyway, for my whole life, when I'd go into the doctor, get a checkup, blood pressure perfect, the blood work super. Well, one day I wasn't feeling so hot, so I went in for a checkup and found out that my blood pressure was through the roof and my thyroid was working overtime. Quite the eye-opening experience. I'd bought a hot dog cart, and my doctor said, "Okay, Heidi, go on home and sit down for a week. We got to get this back under control." Well, I was pulling my hot dog cart with a three-wheel bike, 7 blocks each way, morning and night. And so that wasn't really an option. So if I'd started to feel funny, I'd just coast for a little while. And that hot dog cart, it helped me to keep my sanity while getting back in touch with people on the street. The judges, the mayor, the little old ladies, the little kids. I really enjoyed my time with that hot dog cart. And it helped me to reconnect with people, to get back in touch with what I knew was important in my life. I'd been a cost accountant for 25 years and worked hard at moving numbers and making numbers work, but I'd forgotten how important it is to get back in touch with people. So we decided to renovate the house, and so the hot dog cart wasn't going to be bringing in enough money for that. So I took a job up in the oil patch, and the people that I was working with didn't take the job quite as serious as I did, making sure that things got put in the right areas and that sort, and all the equipment was getting billed appropriately. And so after 3 months, I caused myself a mental breakdown. Well, they did help, and ended up back home, basically sitting on the couch for a month, not knowing what happened in my life. It took me, after a month and getting going again, it took away my strength, it took away my power, it took away what I thought in my life held dear. Another few jobs up in the oil patch and really working on getting the house done, and I knew there was more to life than what I was trying to accomplish and how I was trying to accomplish it. So I went searching, just like you are doing, looking at this now. And I tried so many different things, so many different programs, so many different things that people would say, try this, try that. And basically what it came down to was a lesson that I learned back when I was 12. My father, he'd been rather rough on me. I was the oldest of 4 of us, and he held me responsible and accountable for the actions of everyone else. And I was also a very gifted skier, but I didn't really understand. And he was the coach, and it was like I was supposed to automatically know these things. So he spent his time either shaking his head at me or yelling. And I remember being 12 years old and playing alone at the local elementary school on the bars, feeling strong. The sun was out. It was a beautiful day. And it hit me. I am a human being. And because I'm a human being, I have the right to be treated with dignity, honor, and respect. And then another thought hit me. Again, because I'm a human being, then it's my responsibility to treat others with that same dignity, honor, and respect. And those words, when I was 12, changed my life. It didn't matter how people treated me. I knew I was important. I knew I was a human being. I knew that I was living my life by my morals, by my values, drawing my line and not stepping over it. And it didn't matter what other people thought, what other people said. I am a human being. So, bring us back up to, about 3 years ago, and it hit me again. But wait a minute. I'm a human being. So the program that I've created from these absolutely incredibly insightful things that have come into my head, I've created this program called the Human Being Manifesto, and the tools are the Human Being Toolbox. And the first step of this program is responsibilities, learning what your responsibilities are. It took me a little while to sit down and make a list of all of the things that I was responsible for, all of the things that I'd chosen to be responsible for. How many of you can relate to that? When you really think about it, are all your responsibilities yours? Or have you taken on the responsibilities of other people? Second step in this is honestly looking at everything that you've taken on. All those things that cause you to have those blame, guilt, shame, doubt thoughts running through your head. And take a good, honest look at that list. How many of them are really yours and how many aren't? It took me a little while going through that one as well. And the third is accountability. Did you realize that back in the Roman Legion, the Roman engineer was responsible for the construction of each arch to make sure that it would stand for lifetime, for centuries. And that Roman engineer, when the arch was completed and the capstone was being put in place, he was accountable for the building of that arch. And he stood under it. If the arch stood, he went on to his next duties. If it didn't, he paid the ultimate cost of accountability. He died. So he made sure that his responsibilities were taken care of, because when it came down to being accountable, it was life or death. The fourth, so on that third, it's understanding what being accountable is. Understanding that you don't have to be right all the time, but being accountable is making your mistakes right if you make them. And the fourth is confidence. By knowing what your responsibilities truly are, and honestly looking at what's yours and what isn't, being accountable for those responsibilities, you'll learn to live in confidence every day and quiet that blame, shame, guilt, doubt, that conversation that runs through your head. So I would really like to see you join us here with this program. Lori and I are a couple of incredible women that have walked this road in midlife. Matter of fact, you see here, every one of these gray hairs I wear proudly because they are badges. I like to think that I've walked the path less, I've walked off the beaten path enough in my life to have learned some incredible lessons, and I would love to share them with you and help you find the lessons that are in yourself that need to be shared with others. So please join Lori and I. Let me turn it back to Lori for the rest of the information that you need, but I'm really looking forward to this teleseminar and these 6 weeks. It's going to be an incredible journey for all of us. Here you go, Lori. Thank you.